Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. In this video, we are going to find out the functional derivative of this functional you can see here. And it's a different kind of functional. We can see we have the symbol doesn't matter. Here we can say that we have a gamma symbol for the functional and it's phi, and you can see it's a function of x. You can see its dependency is in x, so it's phi of x. And this is the functional in hand, and it could be capital F. You can rewrite the name if you're comfortable with capital F or the letter of your own. You can use the letters, you can rename it, you can write it that is equals to capital F phi of x. And yeah, you can totally do that. That's totally fine. It's just a matter of convention, or it's the matter of notation, not convention, but a matter of notation. So that doesn't matter. Here we can see that we need to find out the functional derivative of this functional with respect to phi of x prime. So let's quickly get started and see how we can do that. Well, let's start the process, and first of all what we need to do is that we can rename it. Okay, let's take it as F, because I know that I have written all of the previous formulas in terms of capital F's. Alright, that's totally fine to rename it. Just make it comfortable for you to play with. The notations doesn't matter as long as you have defined them in a structured way. Just rename it as that it is capital F and phi of x. Alright, so that's totally fine to do. Alright, so after we have seen our problem at hand, the first thing that we need to do is to recall the formula, the important relation that helps us to calculate the functional derivative. And let me write down it here. It's this. Okay. This is integral, and then we write down the functional derivative that we want to calculate. We can see that it's sigma f and sigma phi f x prime, and I want to write down its argument in different colors so you can easily see. Alright, now we will continue. It's g of x prime, which is a test function. You can name it h of x prime or p of x prime, whatever. So I personally like g, so we can write g of x prime. And since the functional that we have in question is it's like d of x, that is why we are using the similar situation in here. If it would have been d cube of x, you would have written d cube of x here, and so on. It depends upon the kind of functional that you have at hand. Now we can continue writing down the formula. And also, since it's with respect to x, this x is same, they haven't differentiated anything else. So alright, so that is equals to, this is the integral form, and that is equals to its differential form, which is this d by de. E is any small perturbation that we have introduced. It's the factor of perturbation, parameter of perturbation. And we have already seen these things before, so I recommend you all to watch that video. I'll link that video in the description box because it will help you to make sense of the formulas that I'm writing down here. And I hope that they are pretty much clear in this video as well, so no worries. So we will find out the derivative of this new functional with new argument here, and we will put e equals to 0 here. Okay, after evaluating all these things, what we will do is to put e equals to 0, and that is the differential form. So we can see this is the integral form and this is the differential form, and we manipulate these formulas to calculate the functional derivative indirectly. So what we do, the methodology is that we start with this differential form, we solve it, we simplify it, and we tend to represent it and rewrite it in integral form so that anything that is the coefficient of g of x prime and this differential and also has integral, the only thing that is left behind is this functional. So the comparison will give you the functional derivative. We'll do that, it will be more clearer to us. So first of all, keep that in mind that we'll be using this expression so from now on, and that is the central one. And you can see that we have here all right, so yeah, that there is e as well here. My bad, since we are derivating with respect to e, obviously that needs to have e here. So it's e g of x prime. My bad, I hope you know that. So let's quickly get started and see how we can do that. So first of all, what we had is that in differential form, this is the new functional that we have in hand, and it's phi of x prime, and it's in primed variable, keep that in mind, plus e g of x prime. Okay, so this is the first thing that we need to evaluate, because in that formula we need to take the derivative with respect to e of this thing. So first of all, we need to have this thing to play with, and we know that we had f of phi of x. F of phi of x was already given in the question, and it's always given to you. So it's half d dx, and we have phi square of x. So we already have this thing, and we need to calculate this thing. So since they are all in prime variables, the thing that we need to calculate is in prime variable. So let's put prime over there as well. So it's just easier for us, and it's simple. So we have calculated capital F of phi of x prime, but what we need to do is to perturb it and add this perturbation, which is e g of x prime. This is already there, but we need to add this in the argument, and see that it's added to the argument, means we'll replace phi of x prime with phi of x prime plus e g of x prime. Simple as that. So let's do that. So we will replace phi of x prime by this new argument, phi of x prime plus e g of x prime, and that is equals to half, that stays the same, d x prime, it also stays the same. However, you can see that it's phi of x prime whole square. So let's change phi of x prime to phi of x prime plus e g of x prime, and it's whole squared. All right, so isolate phi of x prime, perturb it, and then its whole square is included here. Keep that difference in your mind. Now, one more thing that we can do here is that we can just open up the square and we can write it in a simplified form, and then we can perform that, other things. So it's a whole square, so phi square of x prime plus e square. I hope you know that how to calculate the whole square thing. So it's square of this quantity, then square of this quantity, plus 2 times the multiplication. So it's 2 times phi of x prime e g of x prime. So this is what we have, and this is the simplified form. Now let's apply the derivative and the limit e approaches to 0 simultaneously, and see the kind of simplification that we get from this point. And give me a sec, let me clarify this thing so that we can write it down here. All right, so what we can do here is that we will write down the thing that we needed to calculate at first place. That was d by de of this whole thing, capital F, and the new argument phi of x prime e g of x prime and e is 0. Okay, that is the new argument at hand, and that is equals to, so 1 over 2 is a constant, it can stay outside. Also that this d by de and this is d dx, that they are independent of each other since the variable is completely different. So they are in independent space, and they are in independent space, so we can just move the d by de inside, and that's totally fine. This is d, and we can apply d by de inside this thing. Okay, so we have this whole thing here. What I can do, okay, we can rewrite it. This is phi square of x prime, okay, plus e square g square of x prime plus 2e phi x of prime g x of prime, and this whole bracket closes. This was the bracket, and this whole thing as e equal to 0. All right, so this is the thing that we are playing with right now, and let's remove the extra bits from here so that we can focus on the main thing. Now we can see that we can apply the differential inside and see what we can get out of it. So we will differentiate this whole thing, these three quantities, with respect to e, and you can see the first thing doesn't contain even e, so its derivative will be 0 simply, since it doesn't contain e, and for it's just treated as constant. Secondly, you can see that here we have e square, so derivative of e square is 2e, so we'll get 2e g square of x prime, then plus sign, and here we have 1e here, you can see, and de by de is 1, so we'll simply get 2 phi of x prime g of x prime. All right, let's see what the simplification gives us. So you already see that what is the case, and we will get 2e g square of x prime plus 2 phi of x prime and g of x prime. This is what this differentiation gives us to at e equals to 0. Now the next step after differentiation is to put e equals to 0 wherever the e is. So we'll put e equals to 0 here, and this term will vanish. Since this term doesn't contain e, so it will survive, and we are left with this thing. And since this thing vanishes under e equals to 0, we are left with 2 times, we can take 2 outside, so it's 2 here, phi of x prime and g of x prime, and this 2 and 2 cancels out, so we are left with, let's write down, rearrange things. So I'm writing phi of x prime first, then g of x prime and d of x prime. Ta-da! If you remember the integral form, what we had in our integral form, so let me rewrite it here so that the revelation is quite clear to you people. So what we wrote down in the previous case was that the integral form, which was this: the functional derivative of phi of x with respect to phi of x prime. That will be g of x prime d of x prime. Okay, that was the integral form and this was the differential form, and both of them are equal to each other. Now you can equate and you can see that this is g of x prime, this is g of x prime, this is ddx prime, ddx prime, this is integral here. So anything else will be the functional derivative, and you can see that here it's only this quantity, hence the functional derivative is phi of x prime. So this implies that you have successfully calculated the functional derivative that you wanted to calculate, and you were just so desperate to calculate, and that is equals to phi of x prime. Alright, simple as that. And you have seen that just using this definition of differential form and integral form, starting from differential form, simplifying it and writing it in that, just manipulating it and writing it in terms of the integral form, the comparison gives us easily the functional derivative, and this is the functional derivative for this case specifically. And also keep in mind that here the argument is on x and here the argument is on x prime, so you are just focusing the x prime point. And yeah, that is it for this video. We'll do the other examples in next videos. Till then, take care and goodbye. And if you have any questions, you can ask me in comment section.